Hey, what's up guys? John here. How can you make money fast? That's the real question a lot of people are asking. How can I make money very fast in this environment where everything's expensive with inflation, gas prices are going through the roof, stocks are getting pulled down, crypto is being pulled down, people don't know what's going to happen to real estate, people are nervous, people need to make more money. You know, what they are doing, these credit card companies, these large corporations, is that they want people to borrow money. Because when they borrow money, they're essentially borrowing on future work. And then these companies end up owning the consumer. And that's what's happening right now. Someone will borrow $10,000 and not realize, hey, I'm just making the minimum payments. It's not that big of a deal. I can afford a couple $100 a month. But this is how it actually works out. $10,000 of a loan, right, from let's call it a Visa or a MasterCard or any of these companies, traditional interest rate might be 26%. Let's say you make just the minimum payment. You'd be indebted to that company for 16 years in 4 months and pay them back $33,000. So you pay back, roughly over $20,000, $23,000 in interest alone if you make just the minimum payments. So people are wondering, well, what can I do about it, John? What can I do about this? There's quite a few things that you can do. The first is, I came across this strategy on TikTok. I thought it was pretty interesting. It's called the 100 Envelope Challenge. And what this is that every week you will be dedicated an envelope. And so you'll put a little bit of money in each envelope. Maybe it'll be on a Monday and then another one on a Friday. It can be $10, it can be $1, it can be $20, whatever it may be. And all you do is you get to 100 envelopes. So you put aside everything that you can possibly put aside throughout the 100 weeks, or the 100 envelopes, so 50 weeks. And then what ends up happening is you end up saving $5,000, $8,000, $10,000. And then what you also do is that instead of going to eat out, you go to Costco and you go to these major stores, you buy items in bulk and you eat at home. You do this and you're going to reduce your expenses greatly because eating out is extremely expensive. So if you can buy in bulk, you're going to also win because products are likely only going to be more expensive in the future. So you're going to end up getting a return on your investment, buying everything today versus likely buying it tomorrow. And then what you're also going to be able to do is you're going to be able to save more money. So you're going to be able to save money. You're going to be able to pay down the most expensive debt first, which is likely going to be a credit card bill. Start paying down this balance. Do not make any investments, in my personal opinion, during this period. And the reason being is if you buy a stock or you buy some type of crypto and you're hoping to make 10 or 15%, even if you make 10 or 15%, it's still likely not going to be a better return than paying down 26% interest on a credit card. So focus solely on just hacking away at that credit card debt. And as you start to do that, and once you get yourself out of that debt, it's going to be much easier, right? And so you bulk buy, you buy the things that you need, you're definitely going to need, you eat in, and then what I would personally do, this might be out of a lot of people's comfort zone, but is bring in a roommate. Whether you have a one-bedroom apartment or a studio, whatever you have, bring in a roommate to split some of this cost. And all this is going to do is help you hack away at your credit card debt and put more money away. So reduce the quality in your lifestyle and try, if you can, bring in obviously more income. But if you can't bring in more income, just reduce the quality of your lifestyle for the short term, eat healthy, take care of your body, and save as much money as possible. A healthy mind is going to be really crucial during this period because it's going to be a little stressful. A lot of people, I think, don't realize how hard it was 15 or 20 years ago. I mean, for me, I was living in when I first got into real estate, I lived in East LA at a subletted apartment, and the place was $400 a month. $400 a month, but it was cockroach infested, bed bugs. It was disgusting, but it was $400 a month and I could afford it. And I lived way outside of my comfort zone for a very long time to save up money and to put myself ahead. Today, people on social media, they all sell a lifestyle with luxury cars and luxury apartments and travel and all this. That's great and everything, but for the most part, most people can't afford that. And a lot of the people that are flexing this on social media barely can afford it themselves, and they're putting it on credit as well. So live below your means and save a lot of money. The other thing that a lot of people do or should do is pay down their debts more than once a month. Rather than just making the minimum payment once a month, if you could make a payment on, say, the 1st, and then another payment on, say, the 20th, even if it's just, what you can do on the 1st and you try to do just a little bit more on the 20th, what's going to happen is you're going to start getting in a cycle of paying close attention to every single thing that you're buying on that card, and you're going to get really focused on just paying away this debt, just getting it paid down. And you never want to just pay the minimum. If you can, pay a little bit more than the minimum. And what else you also really want to do is spending limits. If you can put a spending limit, saying, you know what, no matter what happens, I will not spend more than, say, $500 this week. No matter what, I will not spend more than $500 this week, unless in fact I bring in more money than I traditionally bring in. If I can bring in, say, another $200, another $300, then I'll save 50% of that, and then I'll use the other percentage towards whatever else I want to spend money on. What I see happen all the time when people start to save money is that an emergency will come up. Maybe they have to go on a trip. Maybe they have a car issue. They have a car problem. Something comes up, and then they take all the savings from that 3 or 6 month period and just plow it all into that emergency situation, and then they never end up saving any money. So when you put money aside, make sure you're really putting it aside, right? You want to put that money aside. You want to pay down debt as quickly as possible. You ideally want to bring in more revenue. If you can't, then bring down your lifestyle to really, really focus on getting this debt down to zero. We're in this situation in the economy right now. This is what's going to happen. Interest rates are going to continue going up. And as interest rates go up, so will the interest on these credit cards. And so when you have credit card debt, if you're making the minimum payments, it's just going to get harder and harder and harder for everyday Americans to get out of their debt. So this is why it's so important right now to buckle down on paying off all of that credit card debt by almost any means necessary. Just really, really buckling down and getting focused on that credit card debt. I'm going to also leave this here in the show notes. It's creating your own savings rules. So it's a little worksheet that you can use at home. You can, I'll leave it below. You can utilize this. You maybe put it on your wall, put it on your fridge. Utilize this and really get on in the right page with saving money, with how you spend money. I think that the best thing people should be doing right now is getting on more of a schedule with what they eat and how they eat, where they eat, and start bulk buying, and then incorporate every other dollar earned into ways in which you could save or multiply money and pay down debt. Getting extremely focused on this, because in this inflationary environment, it's really easy to go spend $1,000 and not really even realize it. You go to Whole Foods and you end up getting one bag of groceries that's $180, $150. Things are getting so expensive. That's why if you go to Costco or you go to one of these major stores and bulk buy, you're going to end up getting such a great return on that investment, because you might go spend $400 or $500, but some of that food will last you 3 months or 6 months, and you'll have snacks at home, and you'll be able to start. You'll be able to, instead of going to Whole Foods or going to this restaurant and spending $25, you'll be able to eat something in which you paid $2 for or $3 for at home, and then you do that 100 times before you know it, you save $5,000. So some really interesting and creative ways in which you can save money. What are your thoughts? What do you think are some of the best ways to save money? Drop your comments down below, and everyone can kind of share their feedback as to what they think is the best strategy for saving money and getting ahead in this inflationary environment. I personally think the best thing, ultimately, is just to make more money. And today, there's plenty of opportunities to do that, whether it be on YouTube, an online business, whatever it may be. If you need help fixing your credit, maybe you have a bad credit score, and because of that, auto lenders are taking advantage of you with subprime auto loans. You're paying too much for loans. You're just simply in a bad position. Visit cashnow.video. Cashnow.video. My credit repair team is absolutely amazing. If you want to get on the YouTube grind with me, cashnow.video. If you want to invest in real estate when the market crashes, cashnow.video. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. If you're interested in being sponsored on my YouTube channel, visit cashnow.video/sponsor and fill out the application.